Hi, folks. It's Brad Reynolds from We Be Fishing, the viewable podcast right here on YouTube. Yep, we're a spinoff version of the B&T Catfishing Adventures channel. So if you subscribe today, you get not only the B&T Catfishing Adventures channel, but the B&T Catfishing, the We Be Fishing podcast as well. So you get two for one. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. We'll wait for a second or two. All right, you got that? All right, good. Today, we're talking about a very serious subject. As you know, on the We Be Fishing podcast, we talk about all different types of fishing. We talk about gear. We talk about, you name it, anything fishing related. All right? Unlike the B&T Catfishing Adventure, where basically we're talking about catfishing. All right, here we mix it up. Today, we're going to mix it up. We're going to talk about a very serious topic. And I hate to be going over this again, to be honest about it. It's rather sad. A few days ago, if you guys follow my shorts, I put out a short about safety. And it was on basically, this cold weather. We've got a lot of snow here in Kentucky, and several states got hit with a massive storm front that came through here and just loaded places down with all kinds of snow, cold weather, ice, you name it, all that nasty stuff. It hit us. And I went down and did to the boat ramp and did a quick little short video on being safe out there on the water. Now, of course, this time of year, you can get, hypothermia and stuff by not even being in the water. You'd be out just in the elements. And so it's very important to dress appropriately, which is what I discussed on the show. Also, I discussed the boat ramps. There's snow, there's ice, there's all kinds of stuff on these boat ramps sometimes that are not cleared or cleared very well during this time. And you have people still wanting to get out there and fish. And sometimes their desire to fish overrides common sense. And so people lose their boats, their trailers, and sometimes even their trucks, because they're on boat ramps that are not safe to be on at this time of year. So make sure you're thinking about that. But the reason I felt compelled to talk about this stuff again today on this episode is a story I just heard yesterday. I'll be honest. I've had a lot of stuff going on in my life in 2024. A lot of y'all know this. We had 4 deaths in the family in 2024, and one of them was right at the end of the year, so that carried over into the new year. And so it's been a very, very strange and difficult year in many aspects. With that being said, anyway, I try and put out content as often as we can and to the best of our ability. Well, again, with this episode specifically we're talking about today, again, like I said, it's a revisit, but I was moved to talk about this. As I said, this cold weather has gone across the country, and it's affected a lot of areas. And where common sense overrides things, I think that's what took place the other day. Like I was saying, I'm being out of the picture on stuff with so much going on in my life. Some of this stuff I'm not getting personally on a timely basis, but when I do, I want to bring it to you guys and talk to you about it. Well, I am not going to go into the full story on what took place. We're just going to say they had bad weather in South Carolina just a few days ago. And extremely cold temperatures, cold water temperatures, and so on. They had a fishing tournament there, and people decided to go ahead and hold the event. Um, it didn't turn out good. I don't know all the reasons why, and why things happened as they did, but there was a boat accident. There were 4 people in the boat. The boat apparently was sinking very quickly. They ended up in the water, holding on to whatever they could to stay afloat, coolers and whatever. And they had another boat come to their aid. And apparently they'd probably been in the water for a while before they got there. Anyway, some of the people, they made it out. Some of the people made it to the bank, went to the hospital. 3 of them did, one a young boy. And those people, I believe, are going to be fine. There was a woman with them as well that did not survive the incident. This is something that could have been prevented. Now, I'm sure the tournament directors, promoters, and all that feel absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. And not in their, wildest imaginations or dreams could they think that something like this was going to happen during their event. I'm almost guaranteed that's the case. They just could not fathom that something like this would take place in their event. So I do feel bad for them. However, sometimes, you schedule things and, you're feeling pressure because people have paid money in advance and they've taken off work and they've traveled to your locations and stayed in hotels and they put all this stuff down. But even with that being the case, you still got to make the tough calls sometimes. And that event probably, I wasn't there. I don't know the full conditions on that particular day. So I'm just, we're going to say it was an event during extremely cold period of time and things like that probably shouldn't have taken place. All right. With that being said, this is something else that we need to put on the competitors. And I want you to, just as an everyday fisherman that wants to go out but the weather's bad, to also keep this in mind. Now, as a competitor, I used to compete, especially in martial art things. You got your point standings and stuff like that. You don't want to miss an event because somebody could pass you in those point standings. And so, you don't want to just kind of give those point standings away to somebody else. You want to be at as many of those events as you can and place as high up as you can. Now, also in these tournaments, they're there to win money. And so they're thinking about the cash aspect as well. And they may even initially be thinking, with the colder it is, the nastier it is, maybe fewer competitors. So my chances of winning could be even greater, right? So my point standings could go up higher. My place in the association's tournament could be higher. The money could be better, so on and so forth. So all these things could be brought into play in someone's thinking, but I don't care if it's that day of the event and you get down there. We have to use our best judgment, folks. We need to look at the water conditions, the wind factors, the air temperatures, what we're dressed in. Is it appropriate to go out on a day like this? There's so many factors you need to look at and address before making that decision to put that boat in the water and go out there. All right. again, a tragic loss, and just for everybody involved with that. And prayers go out to the families, the promoters, and the friends and everybody there that was involved with that terrible thing. But as I stated, we have to take a more responsible look at getting out there. Sure, we all love to fish. We want to get out there and we want to catch fish, but common sense has to come into play here. I don't care whether there's a tournament. I don't care whether there's money on the line, right? A life is far more important than any of that out there, right? Again, this is not a topic that I really wished to have to bring up and talk about it again. I was hoping the little short video I put out the other day, maybe it has made some of you think, and if so, hopefully, then that's a good thing. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that everybody who's in that tournament watched my video and was influenced or not influenced by that video. Probably not one of them probably seen the video. But I'm doing my part to try and reach as many of you. I also feel a certain amount of responsibility to you guys. Some of you have been fishing for years, and some of you are new to fishing, and I encourage you to fish and get out there and go have fun and learn new things and do new things. So I also put that on me to say, I want you to do it in a safe manner. All right. So I do carry that burden by also saying, get out there and go fish. So again, it's one of those where sometimes you don't fully know what to say other than be smart, be safe, make sure you're prepared. Like I've told you before, have your marine band radios there, whether it's your whistles, whether it's flare guns, whether anything like that, safety-wise, that you need to signal another boat. If you're having troubles, if you're sinking, if whatever, if you have the time to even use them. Again, make sure you have your life jackets prepared. Try and come up with a game plan on what you would do if something bad was to happen in your boat. Take a few moments and just think about what you could do to survive a catastrophic event like that, where your boat is sinking and it's sinking quick and you're out in the middle of a big lake or river. A few moments of preparation could save a life. Folks, that's it today. That's really all I've got to say is let's be safe out there on the water. We want everybody to have fun, but we want everybody that puts out on those boat ramps to come back to those boat ramps safely. And that's what today's topic's all about, is safety, being smart out there on the water, and so we can go back out and do it again someday. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this. I'm sorry this was such a delicate and sensitive subject in some aspects, but hopefully it's something we can all learn something from and do a little bit better when we're making our decisions about whether to go out on the water or not. Folks, you guys be safe. Again, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, the We Be Fishing podcast here, go ahead and do that. It's part of the B&T Catfishing Adventures channel. Again, you get both if you subscribe. Guys, thanks so much for watching. We appreciate it. Be safe out there. And we'll see you soon right back in B&T Catfishing Adventures and, the We Be Fishing as well. Y'all have a good night.